Hey, you guys, I want to tell you a couple little things I found out about on accident. I always like to share information. This will be a ramble, an info ramble video, infomercial, info ramble. But you remember the other day I did a video and it was a recipe reveal. I think it was the video when I did the Steve Berry Love Story video, story time with a lunch video. And I shared with you about the noodles in my pasta salad, how I colored them yellow so it would look like there was cheese on it. So I wouldn't eat the cheese because cheese has been scaring me. And it's so hard to scrub off a dish or anything, whether it's our own cheese, whether it's a frozen food product of lasagna. That cheese, when we're done, it's so hard to get off. And enchiladas, frozen food. And every time, even when we do our own egg omelet, the cheese is so stuck. And it's a little messy. It's like, what's it doing to my body? What's it doing to my body? And I've been nervous about cheese. So what happens after I do that video saying I don't want to eat cheese? Bigger than beans. All I could keep on my mind was cheese. So last few days I've been eating cheese like it's going out of style. So long story short is I think it sticks in my arteries and it gives me irregular heartbeats. I just found this out on accident 2 days ago, and I'm telling you, it has been the worst 2 days of my life. Mainly because I've never had heart problems. No heart problems in our family history. My husband's side is different. Our side is completely heart issues or a non-thing. So I was really nervous. Well, at the same time, I had gotten this GlutenEase enzyme, and you can research it. This is the name of the company, Enzyme Medica GlutenEase, and they also have an extra strength. You might be able to find the ingredients list better on Amazon. This is it. If you want to pause, take a snapshot. Okay. What it's supposed to do is help your body digest gluten. The best thing is to stay away from gluten. It just clogs up your brain and your body. But for most of us who do not have celiac disease, gluten, the problem for us is this modern day gluten is different than gluten from decades ago, and our body can't digest it. So these digestive enzymes help digest it, which helps, but still, we're really not supposed to have it. But if you accidentally eat something with it, it's good to have these. So the reason I'm even talking about that is I could not figure out if it was this digestive enzyme for gluten that brought on this heart issue. Because remember, again, never in my life have I had an irregular heartbeat. And at night, my throat felt funny. I didn't know why. It's like I could feel my heart bouncing around in my throat, my heartbeat. It was crazy. And then that settled down, and then the next day, comes to find out I was watching it all day, And it wasn't a regular heartbeat where it would beat normal, then it would stop or miss a beat or two. And 5 or 6 normal beats, then it'd miss 20, 25 normal beats, then it'd miss a couple. It was terrifying. So I quit the gluten enzyme thinking it was that. That was not it. So here I am, three days later, and I'm back to basics. It's the cheese. And what I'd been doing every morning is, you guys know I take a ton of supplements. So it's always like a challenge. What am I going to eat? I have to eat something because I take so many supplements. I have to really eat something. So I got in a bad habit of making a jumbo breakfast burrito, which was a gluten-free tortilla with a huge handful of cheese. I'm thinking like a cup of cheese. That's a lot of cheese. Throw it in the microwave, melt the cheese, and dip it. Just roll the tortilla up in the melted cheese, and dip it in enchilada sauce. And I'm in heaven. Just the thought, talking about it, I'm already, as soon as I'm done with this video, to go make me one. All right, but I can't. That cheese is clogging up my arteries and makes my heart have irregular heartbeats. So I'm sharing that with you because if you're having a heartbeat that it beats and then it stops, and it beats and it's not constant, maybe it's a cheese issue. I am not a medical professional or anything like that. I'm just your everyday all-American Mary Hartman, housewife. But it's terrifying for you when you realize there's something wrong with your heart's not beating as perfect as it always has. And again, I thought it was this. I'm still going to be cautious of this. Like today I haven't had any cheese, so I'm going to try this. And then if my heart is irregular again, it could be this also. But I hope this helps somebody. And I think I was right when I said I see all this cheese sticking to all the dishes. That what's it doing to my body? And I think it's sticking in my arteries for at least 24 hours. And it's the worst feeling. Well, number one, you feel sluggish because your blood isn't going through your body, and you feel sluggish. But in your mind, you're just terrified, like, oh my goodness, what's happening? So that's that. And since I've used these gluten enzymes and I've tried to cut down on gluten, I have noticed a couple little bumps in my muscles on my calf. I always felt I had a couple of these like bumps in that huge calf muscle. I just thought, I just need to exercise. It never hurt me, but it just in my brain bothered me because I could feel them. I knew they were there. I just felt them right now, and they have diminished since I've used this. So I'm wondering if our gluten problem, which is our sensitivity, is our bodies are not digesting gluten properly. So who knows what happens to it. So my thought is it's just getting stuck. And for me, it had something to do with what felt like a couple little bulges in my calf muscle that are now gone. So if this helps digest it better, it moves it to where it's supposed to go. But the harmful part is, so on one hand it's good, so it's not just staying in our body undigested and creating that problem, but it goes to another problem, which is it gets digested, but somehow ends up in our small intestine and is like a glue effect in our small intestine, and that's not good. And again, I'm not a medical professional. I don't know all the detailed specifics, but it's something to that extent. That gluten is messing around with our small intestine. That's not good. So, I've been a little sidetracked the last few days, constantly walking around with my fingers to my throat, trying to feel my heartbeat and make sure it's okay. And so, and I do have a tendency every single day writing down how many glasses of water I drink, what food and drink I put in my mouth, and how many calories, just to keep each day like a daily diary. So I do need to write down like gum. I think gum has a lot of bad ingredients in it. That way I can backtrack and see if like I don't feel good or my heart, I feel a funny pulse. And I could say, I just ate that, I just drank that. And then the next day, try to not have that item and see if that works. It's stressful to say the least, but there's just always something. I just have a tendency to go overboard. I may have gone overboard on these. I still don't know yet. And I got in a bad habit. This is the 2-pound bag of cheese from Final. Now, that's another thing I did. I can get a 5-pound bag. You can buy a 5-pound bag of this cheese, Smart and Final, for the best price. I think it's like $13 or something. It's the best price. So I would buy it, and that's when I started going cheese crazy, like putting a huge cup of cheese in my tortilla. That's terrible. So then I was kind of trying to be careful about cheese. So then I go down to the 2-pound bag, but it's still in my mind. I see this huge thing of cheese, and I have to have it. Anyways, I surprise myself how good I am at rambling. Reminder, if you enjoyed this video, appreciate it if you push the like button. So the more likes I get on my videos, the more YouTube algorithm will spread my videos around to others. I really appreciate your support. Thanks for watching.